Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to analyze a stock called Apple. This particular stock has been doing very good. As you can see here, it has been on a very long uptrend, and in fact it was doing very well since for a very long time. Okay, it has been doing very well, but recently it started to show some problems in the chart, as in it is not moving up as fast as we are expecting. So now we want to know what is the fate of this particular Apple in a long run. So because now we are analyzing the weekly chart, we want to see what's the long run picture for this particular Apple. So what do you think? Do you think this Apple has got energy or power to move further up, or you think it is actually going to be in a downtrend? You can see that here the high here is not able to go higher than the previous high. So do you think that is a sign of weakness and it's gonna possibly go for a sideways or perhaps even a downtrend? So what is your opinion on this matter? So I'm going to discuss this in this video. If you want to listen to my opinion and my analysis, stay tuned and watch this particular video. This is Shah&Co. Please before that like, share and subscribe this particular channel so that you get more updates from my videos, and so you'll be more updated in your trading. Okay, so we will see you in a while. Okay, so now let's start to analyze this particular stock, which is Apple stock. Okay, so how do we analyze? First, we'll try to look at the strength of this particular uptrend move, because as we know, this particular stock Apple has been on an uptrend for some time. So we want to know the strength of this up move, whether it still have strength or it is kind of weakening. So to do that, we will take the ruler and try to measure from the low here and then to the up here. So this is it has moved like $84 for this particular round. For the first round, I'll call it, and then the second round, or rather recent round, it has moved up only around $40. It's only half of what the previous move was. So by this we can say that the strength of this uptrend has weakened. It is weakening. Can we double confirm? Is this really weakening or is a fake kind of weakening? Because sometimes when you do analysis, there could be fake kind of indications, right? So sometimes a lot of analysis gone wrong because of this fakeness in the analysis. So we want to confirm on this particular weakness. So how do we confirm on this particular weakness? Is by using some pattern. So I'm going to introduce to you a pattern called head of gangster. So this head of gangsters can actually help us to identify whether a particular strength is actually a fake strength or is a real genuine kind of strength. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we can use that. So let me enlarge the chart. Okay, so we have the first phase here. This is the first move. I call it first phase, and then this is the second phase. I mean, I'm just looking at the two cycles, the recent two cycles. So this is our first cycle. I call it first phase, and then this is the second cycle, which is the most recent one. I call it second cycle. So during the first phase here, you got to look at the uptrend here. During this uptrend, look for the candlestick body which is the longest, the body which is the longest. So among here is very evident that this particular the place where I'm pointing my mouse to, this particular candlestick is the longest. The body of the candlestick is the longest. So we will say that this is actually a head of the gangsters. Okay, so our aim is actually to kill this head of gangsters. But when it is actually on an uptrend, when it is actually has, okay, let me draw the the levels. So we need to know levels. So I will use Fibonacci tool as well to identify the levels. But we just will need 3 levels, but here in the Fibonacci there are so many levels. So what I will do is I'll try to customize this particular chart such that it shows only 3 levels. So I have equally divided it to 3 levels, each of them representing 33%. So this is the 3 levels. Now we want to locate the head of gangster. Where is it, at which level it is? As you can see, it's not on the top level, but it's in the middle level. So the head of gangster is the largest body of the candlestick is located in the middle of the middle level, in other words. So in terms of hierarchy, right, it is easy for us to kill when the head of gangster is located in the first level, which is the top level, and it is the hardest when it is actually located in the third level or the ground level. So the idea is like this: when there's a strong bias, so when there's a strong buying interest, this could be what you call someone who's very optimistic, and they are actually buying at a very sharp or rather very strong level. And when it is located at the peak here, it is easy for it to be for a lot of sellers to come in and try to sell at that high price and bring it down. So the moment it crosses down the candlestick, so for example, here we have a kind of large body as well. So if this were, or if this was the what you call the head of gangster, then the moment the price fall below the bottom here, bottom of the candlestick, that already denotes that the sellers has able to overcome the buyer's power, or rather the buyer's interest. So it's quite easy when the large body is at the top level here, on the first level here, for the sellers to bring it down. So that's why we say the top level will be the weakest point. So when the head of gangster appears among all the candlestick body here, the largest candle is what you call the largest body candle is what you call the head of the gangster. So if the head of the gangster appears on the top or the first level here, on this top level here, then it's very easy for the sellers to bring it down. I mean, to continue to sell until it actually goes below the price level of the bottom of the candlestick, the gangster head of gangster candlestick. So it's not safe. It's I mean, it's quite psychologically, if you see, if the price is so high, don't you want to sell it there and try to make profit, right? So that's where a lot of selling interest will come in, and they'll start to sell until it start to go down very fast, right? So that's why if as much as possible, we want the head of gangster to be appearing on the third floor, or rather the third level here, or rather the ground level here, because it is still, the price is so low here. I mean, a lot of buyers will say, hey, now I have just bought at the low level here, definitely I want to sell it at a high level. So usually there's no interest to do the sell. See, when the price has gone so much up at the low level here, nobody will actually want to sell immediately, because the expectation is for the price to go even higher. When the price is too high, I mean, the body of the candlestick is pulled so much at the top floor here, or rather the first level here. I mean, people will, in terms of psychology, they'll say, oh, the price is so high, I want to take profit. I mean, there's a lot of sellers will come in and take profit, you see. So that's why we prefer the head of gangster to be at the lower level instead of the top level. But if it is on the top level, when it appearing at the top level, it's a bit risk. So it's risky. Not to say a bit risk, but it's risky. Okay. So during the first level here, or rather the first phase here, we notice that the head of gangster is located not at the top, not at the bottom, but at the middle. Okay. So right now it's middle. We're going to compare that with the first phase here, or rather the second cycle, I would say. Okay, so we will similarly draw the same levels here, the 3 levels. Okay, we'll take all the way from bottom to the high. Okay, now the challenge here is to locate the largest body candle. So three potential candidates. This is the first one, second one, third one. Obviously, to your naked eye, you should be able to say that this particular, the one I'm pointing to, that's actually the largest body candle. If you are kind of doubt, you can use a ruler to measure. So you can use a ruler to measure. I can measure it like it's like, okay, $11, like $11. Okay, but then $10 to $11, I would say $11. So this one is roughly just the body part. It's around $9. Okay, $9. And just to be precise, I just want to measure the first one again. I'm just afraid I made a mistake. Yeah, it's like $11. So this is $11. The other one is $9. So definitely this one is actually the longest. That is, if you're in doubt, you can take the ruler and measure. But I'm sure for most of us, this looks very the longest in terms of the body, right? So we would call this as the head of gangster. Now it's in between the first level, the top level, and the middle level, right? Because majority of the body is in the first level, so then we will classify it to be in the first level. So now you can see that the head of gangster now located in the first level or the top level. Now when it is at the top level, that means the price has gone. So many people, buyers suddenly coming in and pushing up, and there will be other kind of sellers. Oh, they say, okay, this is the right time for me to sell because the price has gone so much high. So they will start to sell, and you see evidently the price has gone down below this particular body. You see this particular body, if I were to draw, if I were to draw a line here, this is the low of the body, right? This particular, I draw a blue line here. This is the low of the body. You can see the price has gone down the low of the body. That means we say that the sellers here, so these are the sellers, right? So there's coming, selling. They managed to sell below the large increase. So that means they managed to kill the gangster, head of the gangster. So this is the head of gangster when the sellers manage to sell below the body of the candle. Then we see that this particular candle is killed. So when that particular candle is killed, that means it's actually bad news, and that means that the trend is actually weakening. So even though here we notice that this particular trend is a long trend, and then $80, right? The increase was somewhere around $80. The second round increase was actually around $40. We said that, okay, this itself signifies that it is actually decreasing strength. So the strength of the uptrend is decreasing, and is further confirmed by the head of gangster pattern, because it moves from the second level, middle level here to the top level, and once it's in the top level, it gets killed by the sellers when it's moving downward. So that means it is confirmed no more uptrend. It's confirmed no more uptrend, and we can clearly see that here the high that we are experiencing here. So after there is a pull down here, it went high, right? So the high here is lower than the previous high. That is basically confirming that the uptrend is kind of over. So for Apple, for this Apple stock, the uptrend is over. Unfortunately, the uptrend is over. But then what it is it a downtrend? Not necessarily. It could be a sideways as well, right? So that's what we want to see next. Okay, so is it going to be a downtrend, or is it going to be sideways? Confirm it's not uptrend. According to our analysis, this is what we call arts analysis. The arts analysis, it's no longer in uptrend. So now we're going to see whether it's in a downtrend or is it in a sideways. Okay, to know that, I'm going to use this tool called trend-based Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so I'm going to have two levels. The top level, top target and the bottom target. So I'm going to have two targets. Let's see if the top and the bottom targets achieved or not. So based on that, we will actually make different conclusion. So first, I will make the top target. Okay, see, this is the low all the way to the high, and then bring it to the low, and that is going to suggest to us, okay, this is the top. So when the price is moving, it moves slowly up. Okay, now we are actually looking at the time domain, by the way. Okay, so in this analysis, we look at the time domain. To do price targeting, we look at the time domain. So in terms of price movement, the buyers actually pushing up the price slowly, but the sellers are pulling it down quickly. That means there's some sort of weakness. So when there is some sort of weakness, because the sellers are more powerful, they're pulling down the price quickly, that means we will need to use, according to the theory, we need to use target for the top target, for top or rather the price, for the high target or the top level target, we will use 0.618 level. So that means, let me draw a line. Trend line. Okay, let me draw a line here. So basically our target is somewhere around here. So we are anticipating that when this price go up, go down, at least we'll be able to reach. So the next price move upward, at least we'll be able to meet this particular target at level 0.618, which is at price $142. But unfortunately, it did not touch. It did not touch. Okay, now the top price target was not touched, was not hit. Okay, in other words. Okay, now we're going to look at the down target. What is the down target? So we will use the immediate down move. Okay, we'll use immediate down move. This is the immediate down move, down to here, and then we use the up move. Okay, now, okay, so I'll just extend it to make it okay, so now price moved down fast here. So from here, price moved fast here, and then price moved slowly up. Okay, so the buying interest is not that strong. That's why the price moves slowly up, and the selling is quite fast. Okay, selling is quite fast. The buying is not so fast. Therefore, according to theory, we have to put the low price target to be at level 1.618, which is $89. So let's draw a line here. So this is actually the low target. Okay, and now surprisingly we notice that neither the top target was hit nor the bottom target was hit. So both the targets were not hit. So according to this particular arts analysis, Apple stock is currently on a sideways. When both the high target and the low target not hit, it means it's in a sideways. So yeah, it is not in a downtrend, it is not in an uptrend, it's on a sideways pattern, sideways move. So we will continue to observe this particular chart, how it's going to move. Right now the conclusion is it's on a sideways. So what do you think? Do you agree with this analysis? Do you have any adverse kind of opinion? Do you agree with me? Do comment, and you can actually, if you learn something from my video here, you can use it in your stock analysis as well. I'm sure these techniques can be used in many other places, not only here. And I hope you have learned something from my analysis technique. I also wish you to be very successful in your investing journey. And do like my video and share, as well as subscribe my channel, because you're going to continuously upgrade yourself with a lot of new techniques. I'm going to bring in new techniques in the analysis so that it gives us more clearer picture when we wanted to buy or when to sell, because objective is we are just small guys here. We are not institutional who can actually control how a particular share can go. So we actually rely a lot on the sentiment. So this kind of tools that I'm actually introducing to you, they are all actually analyzing sentiment. Okay, right now the sentiment of the market, we are saying that it is on a sideways. Okay, so have a good day and see you again in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.